On Mondays, the Bachelor Arie Luyendyk went on the hometown dates before eliminating one woman and choosing his final three. Get the full recap below. As Gossip Cop reported, Arie eliminated Becca and Sen on last week's The Bachelor, while Jacqueline Quinn. That left him with a final four consisting of Becca, Lauren B., Tia and Kendall. Now the race car driver had to travel to each contestant's hometown, where he faced their families and hoped to figure out who to keep around as the competition neared its end. The episode began in Los Angeles, where Kendall brought Arie to a warehouse filled with taxidermy. He was admittedly freaked out, but also intrigued by her quirkiness. They mounted rats together, after which they had a far more normal pit stop at a cafe. Kendall prepared him for meeting her parents, identical twin sister and brother. She warned that her sister would be the toughest to win over. As nervous as he was, Kendall was worried about being vulnerable and letting Arie know how she really felt. Kendall's sister Kylie Yes, Kendall and Kylie told Arie she saw space between them. He insisted they're pretty connected and he's falling for her. Arie said his journey would end with her proposal, but wondered if Kendall would be willing. Kylie later told her twin that she didn't see undeniable love, and Kendall confessed that she wasn't at an engagement point. Her dad also expressed his skepticism to Arie, saying he didn't think his daughter was ready to marry, but would support her 100%. Kylie warned Kendall she risked losing Arie if she didn't open up. Taking that advice, she told Arie, "I see myself falling for you." In Weena, Arkansas, Tia took Arie to a dirt racetrack where they drove laps. Arie was impressed that she was going out of her comfort zone. Tia shared he'd be meeting her parents' brother, aunt, and cousin. She predicted her brother would be direct with him, and Arie was way more nervous than he expected. Tia's brother confronted Arie about rumors he's a playboy, and asked him to prove that's not who he is. He acknowledged having good times in the past, but said that's not who he is now. He insisted, "I am ready to settle down. I am ready to find a wife." "I'm falling for your sister." The brother was won over, but Tia's dad was also concerned Arie was a last man. He said that persona was completely false, and promised to take care of his daughter. Trusting Tia's judgment, her father said he'd support them. But he warned, "If you hurt her, I can find you on Google." Tia later told Arie that he's in love with him, not just falling. He reminded her that he couldn't express such feelings, but said it was an amazing day. Arie met Becca in an apple orchard in Minneapolis, where they picked fruit, launched apple slingshots and made caramel apples. Arie told the camera she'd make a great wife and mom, and was excited to meet her family. She explained that her uncle, a pastor, became her father figure in the wake of her dad's, and warned he'd have questions. Arie was determined to make a good impression. Before the couple arrived, the cameras filmed Becca's family expressing doubt she could possibly be serious with him already. Her uncle lamented that it was him sitting there with Arie and not her father, and asked point blank, "Are we wasting time here, or is Becca the real deal to you?" He replied, "She is." Her mom also wanted to know the relationship was totally real, and was hesitant to give her blessing. Arie gave her mother the opportunity to ask hard questions, and she seemed to appreciate all of his answers. Her mom ultimately said she would honor her daughter's choice. Becca said in a confessional afterward, "I'm falling in love." Lastly, Arie joined Lauren B. in Virginia Beach, and they went horseback riding along the coast. Both felt the romance had progressed significantly after each said they were falling in love in Tuscany. She said she was nervous, though, to introduce him to her family, as they'd be protective and skeptical. He was frightened and freaking out a little bit. And when they arrived, Arie thought things were tense and awkward. He became so uncomfortable, he excused himself to wipe away sweat. Lauren's dad, a veteran, was worried about red flags, like being self-centered, but was impressed to hear Arie once visited the troops in Iraq. Softening up, her father told him, "If you're an honest guy, it'll all work out." Arie later told Lauren's mom, "I'm falling in love with her." She questioned his sincerity and whether he could be devoted to one person after going through this experience with multiple women. She further urged Arie to be sure that it's real before a final commitment. Lauren later told her mom that she didn't believe he told any of the other girls he was falling in love. Arie admitted to her that her mother was hard on him, but they both thought it went well overall. If he chooses someone else over me, that's going to be devastating, she told the camera. And now he had to narrow the group down from 4 to 3. Back at the Bachelor mansion in LA, the women lined up for the rose ceremony. Arie admitted to Chris Harrison that he didn't know what he was going to do. He then got as far as telling the girls that it was the hardest decision of his life before asking for 1 second and leaving the room. He apologized upon his return, and said he had to speak with Kendall before he could make his decision. "I need to know if you can get there," Arie told Kendall, wanting to know if she'd be comfortable getting engaged. He admitted being fearful of keeping her over someone else who was ready and willing. She said she wasn't ready for the relationship to end, and that while she wasn't ready at this very moment for an engagement, he had what she wants in a partner. Kendall became emotional as she made her case, while the other 3 women wondered what was going on. Arie apologized again when he rejoined them, explaining, "I need to get it right." He then awarded his first rose to Becca. The second went to Lauren, leaving it down to Tia and Kendall for the final rose. Ultimately, it was Kendall's name he called. Tia openly cried as Arie escorted her out, sobbing, "What did I do wrong?" He admitted he didn't have a good explanation, but said there was just something missing. The Bachelor will continue Sunday with the Women Tell All special, before Arie and his final 3 have the fantasy suite overnight dates on Monday's show.